welcome back to my channel. Today's vlog is super exciting but also really scary. I'm super nervous about the fact that I'm filming this because tomorrow I'm going to be doing my driving theory test, which is super scary. I actually only booked it, I think it was less than 2 weeks ago we booked it, and we were like, we want to get in as soon as possible because we thought all the slots were going to be booked up, but they actually weren't, so we kind of just got a choice of when to have it. But then also we were kind of like, let's just do it, and then if I don't pass, I have got time to retake it, and also I can then get on with doing the practical test in a couple months time. I can kind of do that whenever I want then, because obviously you have to pass your theory test before you can do your practical test. So I was like, just get the theory out of the way and then I can focus on the practical and do that test hopefully maybe in a couple of months or something. I'm not sure yet. I haven't had any driving lessons yet. I've only had lessons with my stepdad John. He's been going out with me and we've been driving in my car, and it's actually currently in the garage in a minute because I just had an issue with it, but she'll be back soon and it's only a minor issue. And I've obviously had less than 2 weeks to revise for this theory test, so I've got the app on my phone, the actual Dvsa or Dvla app, and it's actually really good. I do also have the book which my nanny has lent me. This one here, and this is again the official one. So I'm basically using the app, going through all of the topics. I have 3 more topics left to study and practice, and then I'm going to do a couple of mock tests, some more hazard perception tests, and just keep practicing because tomorrow my test is at 9 o'clock, but I've got to be there at 8:45, and we've got to travel to get there as well, so I'm going to have to be up really early, and I'm probably not going to feel like revising on the way up because I'll be a little bit tired. So I don't want to have to do much revision in the morning, so I'm trying to get it all done tonight. So what I'm going to do is finish studying and practicing the topics on my phone, do a couple mock tests and hazard perception tests like I said, and then I'm going to go through this book, and there's some more practice papers in here, and there's also some more things that go into a bit more detail than the app I think on here. So I'm going to have a little bit of a read through this, and yeah, I'm trying not to get myself too nervous about it. I thought I'd be a lot more nervous than I am, but I think the reason I'm not so nervous is because I know as much as I really want to pass, and I'm trying really hard with my revision because I already want to pass it, at the same time I'm like, it's not the end of the world if I don't pass. I have plenty more attempts to try again if I don't, and I've obviously had less than 2 weeks to revise for it, and you know, not everyone passes their first test either, so I'm trying to stay pretty calm. And I think if I get too nervous then I'll probably mess up and I'll just freak out, so I don't want to do that because that's what normally happens. I always get really terrified and then can't sleep or feel sick when I try and eat and stuff, so I'm just going to try and stay calm. I think I'm doing pretty okay so far, touch wood. But yeah, I'm gonna keep revising. So I would put you on time lapse, but it would be really boring, so I'm just gonna be sat down like answering the questions on my phone. But yeah, I did have to pay for the driving theory app. I think it was like £4. I can't remember how much it was now, but I think it was around £4, £4.99 or something. So not too bad. It's quite a large app. It's like 1 GB or something, but it's honestly worth it. I think it's a really good app and I definitely recommend it. It's quite simple to use. It's just really clear and easy, and it's handy just have it on your phone because then you can kind of do it wherever and whenever you want rather than carrying around a big book. And I think it's less intimidating having the app on your phone and having it all in little folders than having this big book is kind of scary because you're like, oh my goodness, I need to know all of that. It just seems less scary. So yeah, I definitely recommend it if you are going to be doing your theory test soon. Obviously I'm going to vlog tomorrow. I'll probably vlog on the way up there. Probably speak to you later tonight as well once I've finished my revision for tonight, and then I will obviously speak to you after the test and let you know how I got on, because you find out like after you've done the test, you find out on the day. So I'm going to continue revising now and I'll speak to you later on. It has just gone 8:30 and I'm kind of nearly finished my revision on the app. Anyways, obviously I need to do a little bit more in the book, but I'm getting so tired. Like, it's 8:30 and I'm tired because obviously all of this week I've been back at school. This was my first week back to school, and so I had to get up early like every single morning, and then I've got to get up early again tomorrow, and I'm so tired. So I'm going to try and go to bed at about 9:30. Like, I want to be in bed latest 10. I might go and get a dessert in a minute, but I'm just going to do the last topic on the app. So I have one more topic left to study, and then I have to practice that topic as well. And yeah, this one I think is on road signs, and there's like over 100 questions on this topic. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have got a lot to do, and it takes me forever. So I'll be really quiet because my family are in bed, but I just wanted to say I'm about to head to sleep. But I didn't actually practice the road signs test thing, which I will probably do a little bit of tomorrow. But my plan is in the morning I'm going to do a mock test, so that has the timer. It's like a proper mock test, and then I need to do way more hazard perception because I've been really struggling with hazard perception. I see the hazards and it seems quite simple, but I always end up clicking it too early. Like, I see the hazard straight away and I click on it, and it's the right hazard and everything, but I seem to click it too early, so then I don't get any marks, and like, I don't know what to do. I've just done a practice test with like video questions, so it's like has the multiple choice questions and it has a little video with it. So I've just done one of those because I've never done those before. Tomorrow morning I'm going to do a mock test, do some more hazard perception tests, practices, and wish me luck. I've got to get up at 6 AM because I need to wash my hair. As you can see, it's so greasy on the top and then fluffy on the ends. Love that. I'll see you guys in the morning. So I'm outside the building waiting to go in about 3 or 4 minutes, and I'm feeling kind of nervous, but I'm less nervous now I'm actually outside the building. Just got to go and do it now, so wish me luck and I'll speak to you afterwards. Okay, we're in the car, and I thought the person on reception was going to just say you passed or you failed, but no, I've been given a letter with my results on it, which makes it even more scary. I really don't know. It could have gone either way, but I feel like I might not pass. I mean, it's not the end of the world, I can retake it. I mean, I was like 2 hours, by the way. It was supposed to be like an hour, and I was... Okay, let's just go. I passed! Woo! Oh my gosh! Well done! Oh my goodness! I got 47 out of 50. And 59 out of 75 on the hazard perception. You needed 44 to pass. I needed 43 to pass. Over 47 out of 50. That's the highest I've ever got when I'm practicing or anything. On 6 of the clips I scored 5 out of 5. 3 of them I scored 4 and 4 of them I scored 3. Woohoo! Oh my gosh. So I got 1 wrong on safety and your vehicle, 1 wrong on motorway rules, and 1 wrong on road and traffic signs. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Oh, I must have prayed about 17 times while I was in the test, so yes. Okay, I'll speak to you guys later. It is now the next day, but I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about my exam yesterday. So it was honestly fine. Like, I was not confident that I'd pass though, because when I've been doing the practices on my phone, I was quite confident with multiple choice questions, but then when I actually got there was quite a lot that I was like, oh, I'm not 100% sure on this. Then I ended up getting 47 out of 50, which is crazy, and I'm so pleased with that. So I'm so pleased. There was basically 2 questions that I was really unsure about, and the annoying thing is obviously they don't tell you what the actual answers to the questions were that you got wrong, or they don't tell you which questions you got wrong. So I don't even know if I got those questions right or wrong in the end anyway. But that's kind of frustrating because you basically, when you do it, you can flag a question, and then at the end you can go back to all your flagged questions, so the ones you struggled with, and go back to them. And I just had to keep going through them and then just sort of think, oh, what is it? Because, like, you know when you have a gut feeling and then you also have a feeling of like, oh, but then I think this one is actually the right one. It was kind of like that. It was really weird, but yeah, it was honestly fine. There was a little bit of a break between the multiple choice questions and the hazard perception questions, and yeah, that's basically all I have to say about the testing. The people in the test centre were so nice where I went, they were so friendly, and I couldn't have asked for better service, really. So before you go into your test, you have to make sure that your phone is turned off, you haven't got any electronics on you, literally nothing in your pocket. Basically, you have to have nothing with you. And obviously you had to wear a mask, and I had my glasses on, but other than that, like, I mean, you don't have to take your earrings out, but you have to make sure you have no earpieces with you. And I thought, when they're looking, because she was like, can you just pull your hair back so I can see behind your ears and everything, I thought that before I went, I basically just took all my earrings out. I didn't wear any earrings when I went because I thought, you know, shows more clearly that I haven't got anything in. You put all your stuff in a locker before you go in, and you give them your provisional license, and they kind of check that it's definitely you. I did have to take my mask down a little bit just so they could check my face and see that it was the same as the picture on the card and stuff like that. So that was pretty much it. I can't believe I passed. I'm just so pleased. It hasn't sunk in yet. Like, I did my theory test yesterday and I passed it, and like that's now done and dusted. Like, it's honestly insane. Obviously now I have to do my practical test at some point. So my plan is to probably do the practical test in around like 3-4 months, and August I think is the earliest time I think I'll be able to get a test. If I can even get one that early, then it might be after that. So I've got quite a few months to practice now. So I think I mentioned this before earlier on in the vlog, but I've never had an actual lesson with a driving instructor. I've only had one with my stepdad John. I've had like 8 lessons with him or something. And it's been really, really good. I've really enjoyed it. It is quite scary before I go out. Like, every time before I go out in the car, I'm like, oh my goodness, like I'm so scared. Like, what if I do something wrong, you know? What if I make a mistake, which obviously you really can't make mistakes when you're driving. Obviously I'm still learning, so I am going to make a few mistakes, but I just find it really scary because I've been on quite a few big roads. So my plan is that I would like to have a few lessons with a actual driving instructor closer to my test, just so I actually know if there's any habits I've picked up that I would be marked down for on a practical exam. We have called up so many people in my area about driving lessons, and they're just all fully booked until like December. Obviously it's like April now, and that is absolutely insane. So I'm not sure what we're going to do about that yet, but I will let you guys know probably in a future vlog if I actually do get any driving lessons with an instructor. But yeah, I had around 12 days basically to revise for my exam, and it was kind of scary because I basically got my provisional 2 weeks ago today, because now today's Sunday, so it was 13 days yesterday. I'll just speak to you a little bit now about how I actually revised for it, because you guys are probably thinking, how did you pass with only like 11 days to revise? But what I did was I got the Dvsa app on my phone, and it is so good. I can't recommend it enough. I did check and it will cost $4.99, which is so worth the money. It's so worth it. It has loads of hazard perception videos that you try out, and it gives you a score at the end of each one, so you can see where you're going wrong, and then you can watch it again and it tells you where you pressed the screen and where you should have pressed the screen to get the most marks and things like that. And I want to say, I didn't actually count, but I want to say there's between 20 and 30 practice videos hazard perception, which is really good. If you type in hazard perception practice videos, then you get 3 free ones on their like official website that you can do online, but then I'm pretty sure they are the same as the ones on the app, so it just doesn't really make a difference. If you've got that app, you've basically got what you need. And then also it has all the multiple choice questions, and it's really cool because you can do a mock test, you can do some smaller practice tests, and then you can just do general questions. So what you can do is you study a topic, and then after you've studied that topic you can practice that topic. So that is what I did. I basically clicked on a topic. I can't remember how many topics there are in total, maybe like 15 or something, and they have quite a lot of sections within them, so there is quite a lot of information to study. I did find when I was revising, like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of information you need to learn. But when you do it on the app, it feels a lot less intimidating. Like, you kind of just get on with it. So you study the topic, then you practice that topic, and then you go on to the next one and practice that. And then once I had practiced all of them, when I was in the car on the way there yesterday, I did a mock test, and I did pass on the mock test. But like I said, when I actually did the real test, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a few questions that I was like, these are actually a little bit harder than I felt the ones on the mock test on the app were. But I don't know if that's just because of the questions I was given. I don't know, it might have been a similar level of difficulty, but there we go. That is basically what I used. Oh, and then I do also have the book. Let me just go grab it. So my nanny lent me the official Dvsa theory test book, and it's really good. I only used this a little bit right at the last minute when I was just checking a few of the signs, because there is a sign section to revise on the app. However, when you're going through different sections, it doesn't always show you the signs, and then sometimes it gives you a question about a sign, and I'd be like, I don't know what that sign is because you haven't taught me that sign. So if you do want to look at like the signs and stuff, this one's probably quite good. So there are so many practice questions in here. Like this is amazing for just sort of unlimited practice questions. I mean, I think a lot of the questions are similar to what are on the app. But yeah, there's loads and loads of information in here. But like I said, I didn't even barely use this. I only used this a little bit at the last minute. So basically, my advice for you, if you are going to be doing a theory test soon, is to just get the app and use the app. Like, probably get the book as well if you want, just to consolidate some knowledge. It depends how long you've got to revise for yours. If you've got months and months, then I'd probably recommend getting the app and the book, because obviously then you'll hopefully have time to look in both. That's all my advice, and that is basically what happened. I'm so happy I passed. I can't believe it. I'm actually hasn't sunk in, and now I just have to focus on my actual practical driving now. Obviously I still do need to be aware of all the facts and stuff, because the theory test does actually help with when you're actually driving, obviously, because that's kind of the point of it. It helps you to actually mentally think about things when you're driving. Think, oh my goodness, okay, I remember this question in the theory, like the tractor in front of me, what do I do? What do I do in this situation? Blah blah blah. So it's really helpful. And the final thing I just want to say is that I did actually also find it helpful to do some physical driving, have lessons and stuff before you start practicing your theory, because I found that then I would think in my head when I'm answering the questions or when I was practicing, oh yeah, what would I do in that situation? And then I think about it as if I'm driving and think, okay, I'm coming up to this junction, something's coming from my right, what do I do? You know what I mean? And then I could just think through the scenario in my head, and that really helped because I'd been out driving and come across quite a few different situations. So I thought that really helped. So probably just have a few lessons and then you can start revising your theory. I mean, you can start revising your theory at any time. If you're like 14, 15, start revising now. It's not going to do any harm. It's quite fun, honestly. When you're doing it not for a test and you just get the app for like fun or whatever, it's actually quite fun because it's almost like a game, like a quiz. And I basically told myself when I was going into it, I was like, look, don't panic too much, just think of it, you know, it's like a little quiz, and that kind of helped. So yeah, that's all I have to tell you guys. But I really hope you enjoyed this vlog and video, and I hope you found the tips and things I've given you helpful. If you do have any questions for me, then just comment them down below, or you can DM me on Instagram, which will be on screen now. I'll be happy to answer some of your questions. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Lots of love, Sparkle Rewind. Look out for the car videos, by the way, they're coming soon. Love you, bye.